Today I'll be painting Isabelle from Animal Crossing in her winter look, except this is a little different. She has her super shotgun from hanging out with Doom Guy. So I started by priming the piece. I hot glued it to a 3D printed material, sprayed it with filler primer, then I started the yellow base coat all around the head and the sweater, which would be a eventually different shade of yellow, but this is just a base coat of yellow. Then I mixed up a medium light yellow for the face and the tail and the lighter parts of the figure. This color just went down surprisingly easy considering it's such a light color. I then took some white and thinned it out and highlighted the mouth area. The yellow showed through the thin white paint to create a very, very light yellow. Then touched up around the ears and her hair bun. I then really took my time with a high detail brush on the red ribbon around her top knot of her hair. I just didn't want to spill any red over onto the yellow because that would be very difficult to clean up. I then put a dark undercoat where the silver bells would eventually be. This dark undercoat would later help the silver shine brighter. While the dark undercoat was drying, I took time to paint on the eyes and the mouth. It seems like the eyes and the general face detail is when the piece really gains its personality. Then after that had thoroughly dried, I added the paint for the silver bells. The next step was the mustard type color of her sweater. This color was kind of a struggle to mix correctly. I couldn't get the pigmentation just right, and it took multiple tries. The color that I ended up using here was not the final color. I ended up coming back with a light dusting of a much darker orange with a hint of yellow. I applied the second color very lightly so that a lot of the undercolor shone through, and when those two colors combined is when I got the mustard color that I wanted. Now at this point the skirt and the sweater had basically become indistinguishable from all the layers of paint and primer that had been built up. So it was difficult to find the line between the two, and it was difficult to make the line exact. It took multiple tries to figure out exactly where that line between sweater and skirt was. Adding details like the trim on the sweater did help to bring back the buried detail. I then added the rosy cheek spots with a little bit of light pink. Now I mixed up a very fun green color for the skirt, and it went down very easily because it was such a strong pigment. The combination of blue and green completely overpowered any spillover. Then I used just some burnt umber for the forward grip of the super shotgun. Now I didn't do the darker undercoat for the metallic sections of the shotgun like I had done on the silver bells, because this is supposed to be a more gritty, dirty, dark part, and it doesn't need to be as shiny and reflective as the bells, so it's a much more muted metallic color. Finally, I added a deep red base plate to kind of evoke the colors of the Martian terrain that maybe Isabelle and Doom Guy would be hanging out and having picnics.